Hello and welcome. In today's recipe, I'll be showing you how to make the best chocolate Tres Leches cake. The first thing that you're gonna do is take your eggs out of the refrigerator because they have to be room temperature for this recipe to work. But if you need a little bit of extra help with this Tres Leches cake or any Tres Leches cake, I'm gonna link our other recipes in the description area for you. What you wanna do is you wanna divide your eggs, so you need a bowl for your yolks and for your egg whites. I will say this, if for some reason a little bit of your yolk gets into your egg whites, they're gonna get moody, they're not gonna be happy. Do not combine. You have to completely separate them. And that's what happens in a lot of your recipes, from what I've spoken to you about, is that you allow some of that yolk to get into your egg whites, and that is a big, big no-no. So once you divide your eggs, go ahead and set them to the side, and we're gonna get started with sifting our dry ingredients. Add your all-purpose flour, your baking powder, and since my salt is a little bit coarse, not so fine, I'm just gonna toss it in the bowl down here. Add your cocoa powder. Ooh, what a party. And just sift it in your bowl.
What happened? Your V's Club Junior bowl didn't work out?
It was too small, but I needed the other ones for the eggs.
Oh, okay.
Eggs belong in a glass bowl.
I know you have some huge bowls around here.
I still have a lot of things that are packed, Cloud, that I'm not even opening the boxes. I'm not interested.
At this point, sift it on your cutting board.
You got jokes, you got jokes. And for your cocoa, you can use the Hershey's dark cacao, or you can use the Ghiradelli majestic. I definitely suggest that if you want a dark, that luxurious chocolatey look, that glossy one that makes us melt, I definitely suggest you use the Ghiradelli. It's been my favorite to use for this recipe, and I have tried a lot of the cacao powders, but currently this is my absolute favorite that brings out that chocolate flavor that some cakes miss. So I definitely suggest you guys buy this one. Let me show you what I mean. This cacao powder is just absolutely amazing. It really is majestic. It is out of this world. I absolutely love it. And as a reference, you can see the Hershey's, which I love and grew up with Hershey's, but I guess I just grew up, guys. Either or, it's gonna be great. It's just for whatever look and flavor you wanna give your Tres Leches cake. Next, you wanna place your pan on a low heat. Add your butter, add your milk, add your vanilla, and as you're adding your ingredients, make sure to continuously stir. When you see that your butter has melted, turn your burner off. That's really important. You don't want this to be any hotter than about 75 degrees. And if it does end up getting any hotter, it's gonna change the consistency of our cake. So go ahead and add your chocolate sauce.
Oh my goodness. So I see you used a fancy Ghiradelli chocolate syrup. Can I use Hershey's chocolate syrup?
You sure can. You can use any kind of syrup, but if you want to achieve the darkness that I'm going to be showing you in this cake, the one that's very difficult to achieve, I suggest you guys get a hold of the Ghiradelli. I've tried it with the Hershey's and it just comes out a little bit lighter. I like that dark, sexy chocolate.
And the Abuelita syrup will not work on this recipe, right?
That's a Abuelita's Tres Leches cake. It's a different cake than this one.
Oh, okay. I was confused.
So go ahead and continue to combine your chocolate sauce into our melted butter and our warm milk. And yes, you can taste this. It's delicious. Once you've combined your chocolate into your melted butter and warm milk, you want to put your burner on a simmer. You want to continuously stir for the next 2-3 minutes. We just want to combine our ingredients. We want to cook them, and that's going to allow for our chocolate cake to turn really dark. And my tip to you is that if you want this sauce to be even darker, just add a little bit more of our majestic cocoa powder, sift it in, stir so it doesn't clump up. Well, Cloud, thanks for being a helping hand today.
You're welcome. Since I just don't do that every day, I decided today would be a good day for change.
Wonderful.
It's never too late.
And that majestic cocoa powder is going to allow this delicious chocolate mixture that we have to turn nice and dark for you. And after about 2.5-3 minutes, you're gonna notice that your chocolate has gotten darker. You do not wanna burn this. I'm telling you right now, you do not wanna burn this part. So just be gentle, put yourself on a very, very low speed, and just simmer. And what I mean by simmer is simmer your attitude. Simmer your energy and just take it easy to make this chocolate, okay? And set it to the side. Friends, if you need a recipe with a stand mixer for a Tres Leches cake, I'll link it in the description area. But I love to use a hand mixer to make this cake, and I hope that you guys do too. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna beat our egg yolks, and I'm gonna beat them here for about 30 seconds, 30 to 45 seconds, I would say, on a medium, and then we're gonna add our sugar and continue, okay? Next, you want to save half of your cup of sugar and set it to the side because we're going to need that for our egg whites. But for our egg yolks, we're going to need all this amazing sugar. We're going to be here for a while. I'm going to show you each step of what you're looking for to make this process a lot easier for you at home. As you can see, I'm just turning the bowl slowly, and this helps me incorporate the eggs with the sugar a lot better. Go ahead and scrape the sides of your bowl to make sure that all the granules of sugar get blended well into our egg yolks. And after about 4 to 5 minutes on a high speed, you're gonna notice that we achieve the pale yellow egg yolks that we want, and they also have that ribbon effect. Our eggs are room temperature and our chocolate sauce is not, it's still really hot. So I've added a few ice cubes here, and I'm just gonna stir our sauce until I can bring it to a temperature that's about 5 degrees, within the 5 degrees of what our eggs are. So that's all I'm waiting for. Anywhere from 70 to 75 should do the trick. Once you've cooled your chocolate to a room temperature, you're gonna add your chocolate sauce gradually. Make sure to scrape your bowl, and sometimes, especially with this bowl that I'm using, you leave a little bit of the egg yolk at the bottom. Just make sure to scrape to make sure that we're combining everything well. Now we're gonna make our batter, and we're gonna add our ingredients a little bit at a time and stir.
So if you're new to baking, you do your wet ingredients in one bowl, and then you do your dry ingredients in another, and then you bring them together into a lovely marriage.
Don't be too aggressive with this part. Be very gentle. Do it with love. That'll work. Once you're done combining your dry ingredients into our delicious chocolatey eggy sauce, you're gonna see that we have a luxurious batter, but we're not done yet. I do want to share a tip with you. My tip to you for this process is, depending on the flour that you're using, it could make a drastic difference. Another thing that can make a difference is if you're in an arid area or a humid area. Sometimes you can find that even if you add about anywhere from 2 to 3 tablespoons of milk, if it turns dry in here, it'll smooth everything out. Don't overdo it. Just add 1 tablespoon of milk at a time. Stir until you get a luxurious little mixture just like that. Next, we're gonna beat our egg whites. I'm gonna beat them for about 30 seconds on their own, and then I'm gonna add our sugar. Go ahead and add your sugar. Now we're gonna beat our eggs until we achieve soft peaks, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a moment. And boom, done. We have some nice soft peaks. Do you see that? It just smoothly comes up. If your eggs are stiff, they're not gonna work out. Do you see the wave? When you catch that wave, that's where you stop. You don't wanna push it any further than this. They're gonna be nice, shiny, glossy egg whites with the softness. Look at that, do you see that?
You have
Almost
to be able
like
to say cowabunga.
Cowabunga. You know, just gentle like whipped cream. Anything more than this, your egg is not gonna turn out. They're gonna be too stiff to incorporate into what we're trying to achieve, which is a luxurious, delicious Tres Leches cake. I'm really excited about this, but I will repeat this again. Make sure that you have soft peaks. Add your beautiful egg whites to our batter. And we are gonna fold them in gently, okay? Be very gentle. Just fold. And just fold your egg whites into our batter gently. Don't be too aggressive. I usually do a full circle, just like this. And then I come halfway, and I combine again. And I never speed up this process. This is a process where I start thinking about everyone that's gonna enjoy this cake. I start falling in love with all of you all over again. I get very romantic and poetic, and I just put a lot of love in here. Cloud, would you like to read us a poem while we're folding? I know you've been reading a lot of indigenous poems. They're beautiful.
Well, if you want some indigenous poetry or any other kind of poetry or book recommendations, follow me on my IG.
And
Soy Cloud Views.
Perfect. Perfect. I really love your IG post.
You do?
Yep. You continue to inspire me every single day.
And they continue to bore me, so I'm happy one person is watching them. Suave, como me mata tu mirada.
Suave.
Ese perfume de tu
piel.
El chocolate tiene perfume.
Tiene un muy bonito perfume. Once your cake batter looks just like Cloud's flirting, we're gonna set it to the side and we are gonna place it into our baking dish. I like to use a parchment paper at the bottom of my glass baking dish, and I do like to make these cakes in a glass baking dish. I think that it prevents burning and it just cooks evenly. It's just beautiful,
and you
know?
can see what's happening with the batter without having to guess.
Yeah, it's true. My boys love to look in the oven when things are baking, and I don't think I'm any different. I think we all like to look in the oven. So instead of opening, this allows for the kids to see what's going on, get excited, and, you know, enjoy their baked goods. Go ahead and add your batter. Smells absolutely amazing. And you just want to spread gently so that you have enough of your batter evenly in all the corners. For some reason, when I pour, the corners are the ones that need a little bit of the extra help.
Take care of your four corners.
Take care of your four corners. Treat them with respect. If you've ever baked a cake and you notice that when you slice it, there's a big quarter size hole through it, sometimes a dime size. What you want to do is you want to pat the bottom of your baking dish just like this, and that's going to allow the bubbles that are really large to rise up to the top. Sometimes I pick it up and I drop it a few times, and that will allow the bubbles to rise to the top and pop. And then you can help it pop just by this. We don't pop all of them, just those stubborn big ones that want to ruin your cake.
There's one in every batter.
There's one in every batter. We love you.
There's two in ours.
But just not for this cake. And now you're gonna place it in your oven to bake for 28 minutes at 350 degrees. And when I say 28 minutes, it's also gonna depend on your oven. And my oven last time I made this was at 28 minute mark, and that didn't work. Our cake just came out of the oven. It's nice and hot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna separate the sides right here, just gently. If for some reason your cake shrinks, that means that your oven was too hot. Possibly somebody opened the oven. Do not open that oven once you place your cake in there. It's a huge no-no. After you scrape the sides of your cake, you're gonna place your baking sheet and you're gonna flip it over. If you don't have a baking sheet, that's okay. Just pick something else that's flat, a cookie sheet, something where you can flip it and you can get a good grip. Just like that. Don't harass it. Don't do anything wild. Just let everything happen on its own. Be patient. And Cloud has jokes today. So go ahead and place this somewhere safe. And next you want to remove your parchment paper. Now we're gonna poke our lovely holes. Just like that. And there is no perfect way to poke the holes.
You're not going all the way to the bottom, you're going through the halfway mark. Is that correct?
About, yes. Okay. It doesn't make a difference because when I flip it, I'm gonna have to do the little holes too.
Oh, gotcha.
So that it can absorb properly in there. For those of you that are very impatient or are going through some hardships, baking is very therapeutic. It allows you to slow down, take your time, and be in your thoughts. And if you guys haven't noticed, I've been going through it.
You're in your thoughts.
I'm in my thoughts.
She's gone inwards.
And shout out to all of you that came back after our first Tres Leches cake. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
And all the beautiful comments that were left in the previous video.
Yes. Oh my goodness. You guys fill me with so much love, and I'm just ready to give even more of my recipes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this in my refrigerator while I make our syrup and our whipped cream. And I think it should cool enough to absorb it, because I'm just going to place it right back in the refrigerator to get nice and cold.
I think so.
To your cup, you want to add your heavy whipping cream, condensed milk, evaporated milk. I did it again, Cloud.
You did it again. You didn't even say oops.
Oops, I did do it again. You know what? It's because I have our I think it's like our 4-cup glass. I have it packed.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let me get a bowl, you guys. Now we can continue to add our evaporated milk. Add your vanilla, your chocolate sauce, and your cocoa. If you just pour your cocoa powder into the milk, you're gonna get clumps, okay? So don't get ahead of yourself like I did, and just go ahead and add some of your liquid in here. And start this way, and then we're gonna add, okay?
The camera woman is causing some chaos here on the scenes.
It's because Cloud has me giggling behind the scenes. Okay, you guys know what happens here.
The reason why you use the small bowls is because that's how you get your adrenaline rush, to see if everything can fit in the small bowl.
That's where I get my dopamine, you guys. Those that know. And thank you for loving me regardless. Once you've made your little cocoa paste, go ahead and pour it back in there. And remember, friends, the colder this mixture is, the better. So you can make this the day before, place it in your refrigerator, and boom, done. You know, makes every step to lead up to the cake can be done real easily, just like our whipped cream. For our whipped cream, we're gonna need heavy whipping cream. If you have half and half, this is not gonna work. Add your sugar. And next, we're gonna whip it, and we're gonna whip it good. And when your whipped cream looks like your quinceañera frosting, you're ready. And when I say quinceañera frosting, I'm thinking of your quinceañera cake. It was just so good.
That quinceañera was held without my approval. I did not want it.
And guess what? I had a really good time laughing at all of our family.
The only reason why I accepted was because they said there would be dancing involved.
I had a really good time, but you guys know I'm introverted. I was just observing everybody behave recklessly and had a really good time. No judgment, just grateful that I was able to experience so much fun. You just got the giggle?
Because I was thinking I'll insert your picture here of your dress that you wore.
Do not. You're not allowed.
You don't want to play games, huh?
No, guys, don't. Stop it. She's not going to do that. I was going to give you the whipped cream, but not anymore.
Follow me on my IG.
No. Here we go.
You still gave it to me because you know how I am.
If I don't give you this
I'll be bugging you all day.
A veces siento que la gente cree que me río como el Beavis y el Butthead.
You'll be Butthead, I'll be Beavis.
I allowed my cake to cool in the refrigerator for about an hour or so. So now I'm just gonna flip it back into the baking dish. I did clean my baking dish, and I suggest you guys do the same so it looks really nice and clean when you're serving and presenting to your family. And if a few got stuck there, guess what, guys? It happens. It's okay. Just go ahead and peel it off and eat it. And you can share these little squares that get stuck on there with your family. Willy Wonka.
The chocolate was right. You don't feed me. Just kidding, I get fed. To this, I'll just tell you guys, today I had chile de atole. What else did I have? A quesadilla de carnitas, taco.
Con buena salsa y queso.
That's
with
right.
the blue corn tortilla. You got fed
As
today.
soon as I walked in the door.
Yummy.
Thank you.
I'm glad you liked it. Go ahead and poke the holes on this side now and push it all the way through.
Just like John Legend says, I love your perfect imperfections.
And sometimes it's perfect and sometimes it's not. Now, if it's cancer season, it's absolutely perfect for me.
You could even play checkers on here.
Yeah. Friends, I've worked this recipe so many times with so many different chocolates, Mexican, fancy, like the one I used today, and you guys are in for quite a treat. Apparently, I'm full of tips for you today. Like if our last videos don't have enough, I'm gonna share something with you. When you're gonna pour the sauce, you wanna pour your sauce on the outer parts first.
Don't forget I've tried every variation of this cake with you.
Cloud does have to taste everything I make, you guys.
Quality assurance department, what a horrible job.
That's my best friend. Oh my goodness, did you see Sweetie has her McDonald's thing out?
I'm waiting.
Oh,
Waiting for you to eat it.
I have to try it. And if Sweetie is watching this, hi Sweetie, we love you.
We do love her.
She's such a sweetie. My 4-year-old self would be so proud of me right now.
Good job, little girl.
Good job. Good job to all the Views Club. Views Club Junior, you guys capture my heart every time I see you. Oh my gosh. Hope you guys are having an okay time at school. And stay safe, you guys. I love you.
Oh, now I see why you told me not to use regular milk in the syrup.
When you're making the chocolate Tres Leches cake, do not use regular milk. It has to be a chocolatey milk. Like even to the point if you can have your kids make you the chocolate milk, because you know how they go extra, they're having a really good time and just pour. That's kind of what you guys want to do, a chocolatey milk. And what's going to happen is it's going to make this cake even more silky and luxurious. You're going to get the depth of chocolate that we're always like reaching for. It never really happens, only with brownies, but we're going to have it here. Make sure that when you're adding the whipped cream to your cake, that your cake is completely cooled, or else it's gonna melt the whipped cream. The other thing that you wanna do is you wanna add your whipped cream to parts of your cake and spread gently, and that's gonna avoid the whole process when you get crumbs into your whipped cream and it lifts. We don't wanna do that. We just wanna spread gently. When you make your whipped cream, if you're using Mexican cane sugar, just make sure you use white sugar so that your whipped cream is white, and it's gonna look beautiful against your chocolate cake. So try to make this as even as you can. I'll be using this baker's chocolate bar to dust the top of our cake. You can also use cocoa powder, but if you use cocoa powder, I feel that it blends too much into your whipped cream and it kind of ruins the cake in a way. It cheapens your hard work. So you don't wanna do that. Try and get a hold of this little chocolate bar. Just make it rain chocolate. And we're gonna continue decorating our cake by adding some strawberries. What I like to do is I like to slice them in half. And there's a variety of ways that I cut my strawberries, but one of the things that I really enjoyed while sharing our recipe with you guys is the way that you brought your cake to life and made it comfortable for your home. Absolutely beautiful cakes that you've made. And thank you so much for sharing with me. I appreciate that. And boom, done. We're ready to serve, amigos. Views Club, before we take a bite, I'd like to thank you all so much for getting us to 800,000 subscribers. It really means the world to me, my family, to Cloud. And not only do we share a lot of common interest, but we can see through our differences. And I really do appreciate and love you guys, and so grateful that you're enjoying cooking and making it comfortable for your home. Say ah.
Mmm. It's so good. We're having a celebration with you, Views Club.
This is majestic. It's dark, it's rich. It tastes like chocolate. You know, one of the things that you'll find in my baked goods is that I don't like overly sweet baked goods. I like them well balanced. And friends, you're about to make greatness. This cake is great. It's absolutely amazing. And it's super easy for you to make at home. Just remember to be patient, love yourself, love your family, and everything else is gonna go smoothly. Wow. I'm really impressed.
It's one of those cakes you eat at night. You come downstairs at midnight, right? Is it one of those?
This is me time. Slice of cake, save it for yourself. It's a gaming snack. I'm an adult snack, and I'm gonna get up at 2 in the morning and eat my cake, and I'm back into that season. It took me a minute to get there, but I'm back into getting in my refrigerator about 2, 3 in the morning and just grabbing snacks, and this is absolutely perfect. This cake is moist. I'll tell you this. The quantities that I gave you for the syrup, it's to give it a perfect soak, to not overdo it. But if you like it overdone, you can add an extra cup of heavy whipping cream into our blend, and you're gonna have plenty of sauce. Because if you just add regular milk into your syrup, you're gonna get more of the mushy cake that just crumbles off everywhere. This one keeps it and holds it together. I hope you guys enjoyed. Come back and let us know. And if you found this recipe useful, make sure to subscribe, comment, and follow us on our social media. As always, Cloud and I are wishing you the best. We absolutely adore you. And on that one, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!